How the fuck you going, lads? We're back again for just the tip. Today we're going to be looking at a explosion strategy used by NaVi. The term explosion for a strategy, I coined that. I didn't coin that. Fallen coined that. I've stolen that from him. It was basically explained to me as just a different way of pacing the game. A strategy to use with low utility. It's not a set execute. It's a way to basically catch the counter terrorists with their pants down. It's something you should definitely have in your arsenal of strategies, as well as executes, defaults, rushes, slow play, all that kind of stuff. And explosion is a vital part of that. And the one that we're going to be looking at today is SK versus NaVi on Train from DreamHack Masters Las Vegas. Now, in this clip, you will see NaVi with low utility using it very wisely, and also playing rotations very wisely, and knowing how SK like to do their default CT setup. Now, I say default CT setup because normally on CT side of Train you like to play one player inside, spotting up low ramp for information. Taco is a very good player at this. He's probably up there with the Zipnixes and Tazes of the world, who solo this bomb site, spot for information, and then have a lot of survivability and give good communication to their teammates for how to rotate. Now, NaVi have taken advantage of that early in this half. They know that they're playing one player inside, and that normally there's a swing player through connector. So we'll start rolling the clip right now. And basically what you're going to see is C's just feigning a little bit of interest over towards Ivy with a flash and a bit of noise. Guardian throwing this smoke to just in front of Sandwich between 5 and 6 trains. And this just keeps the players from SK honest. Information is coming out. Hey guys, smoke here. Fallen's calling a flash here. And it's just keeping them talking, so it's not just dead quiet. There's a bit of going on. They're basically still establishing their positions in the round, setting up for any attack that could be coming in early, and using their protocols, using their smokes, flashes, and Molotovs to shut down any early aggression from NaVi. As you can see, NaVi basically are setting up to take brown walls very quickly. These three players, which is Simple, Flamey, and Edward, are quite slowly walking their way through white halls, and they're going to go overwhelm brown halls here off the flash of Guardian. But they're not going to make a lot of noise. Taco isn't going to contest, so there's no extra information for SK to base this off of other than what Taco sees coming in here. So you're going to see this flash coming from Guardian. Now I'm going to pause the flash. It's too far. This is actually a very bad flash by Guardian. At the end there's a bit of the shaft for you guys, just to show you an extra little tip. But on that flash, the players from NaVi are going to quickly, with haste, I suppose, take brown walls. They're still not using a lot of information, and now that they've got brown walls, they're going to walk towards high ramp. Now, why are they going high ramp? Now, the reason that they want to bust out high ramp is Guardian's going to throw a flash that's going to come through this window. It's going to pop in about this area here. That flash is meant for the CT connector / hump train player / hump, whatever. It's meant to push this player away, so that the three players can bust out high ramp, take control, and then take a favorable duel against that rotator. Normally what happens is, once the low ramp player, which is Taco, spots for information, he will use his utility, he'll call for a rotator, and with that he will then move back to a safe position to take another line for when they enter the bomb site. He's opted to move to the back of the bomb train in this case. So if we play out the clip here, you're going to see the three members from NaVi making their way high ramp. The flash is going to come in. They're quickly going to pounce out high ramp and take the duel against Fur, and they're going to win that duel. So now Taco is basically fucked. His only lifeline is dead. He has to react and delay for as long as he can, but he's going to get swarmed. The terrorists can drop into the bomb site. They can push up. They can take multiple different angles. Also, Guardian is at low ramp. He was spamming, so that presence is known there. It's not like Taco can push along the sidewalk here. He's completely overwhelmed at this point. So for him, if he can get one and die, that's best case scenario. So they're going to push in. They've overwhelmed him. They know where he is. It's just a matter of time until he has to take a duel, which he does, and he goes down. The bomb's going to go down at this point. A smoke grenade comes into connector. All three members rotating now from SK are stuck in connector. If they push through this smoke, it's highly likely that they're just going to get absolutely slammed. That's where eyes should be. At this point, there's not a lot of eyes right there, but they don't know that. So the decision comes in once that small amount of utility has been used on connector. The flash comes in, pushes them away. That's it. The call right there it's over. The round's done. Basically based off of 2 flashes and a nice entry kill by Edward. they're able to take the bomb site, overwhelm Taco, get the bomb down, and force 3 members to have to save. And now, because we didn't mention it, but Seized had rotated back to cover the Pop Dog, or SL, whatever you want to call it. And then as soon as the save call was on, he's rotated back, already on the chase. So Seized, you know, very wise to what's happening, has already positioned himself to start chasing. So I have here, let me see if I can bring it up. I have here the in-game footage, not nicely edited for you guys, but the in-game footage of Guardian and the squad. So that's the flash. I stopped following it a little bit too early. It doesn't go far enough. Trust me. He's going to make his way quite, you know, quickly as well, ready to flash for these guys, because this strat, you want it to happen early before the rotation can come in. Molotov's just been used on low ramp by Taco, so he's basically out of utility at this point. He can't stop anything. Flash comes in, Guardian spams, and this is just the perspective of the Edward and the 3-pack. The flash comes in, he pushes out, takes the jewel, able to overwhelm Fur, and now push into the site, and his from Taco's angle, so he's just used his utility, right? We can just see that Molotov burning there on the low ramp, and he's playing a position where he's really not able to stop high ramp if he was flashed here. So he's lucky he's playing a position where, you know, the flash isn't good for him, but if it was a better flash, or a flash came out high ramp, he'd be forced away and he wouldn't be able to contest that at all. Flash will come in right about now. Fur rotates in. The flash didn't get him like intended to do, like it would with like a most AWPers or something like that, but the timing still works in the favor of NaVi, and they're able to filter into the bomb site and take him down pretty easily. So here we have the shaft. Let's call this the shaft. There's a little tips at the end of the video that you guys can actually use in your gameplay with your team, on your own, in pugs if you want to, you know, try and have teamwork. I know that's quite difficult, but here's a good pop flash for the low ramp. So if you run into the long haul, you see those 2 little sockets on the wall, you go to the wall next to that, and you can see here, I'm just going to pause it, you can see this little square, or it's 3 sides to a square. You want to go the bottom left and line your crosshair up there. You want to stay crouching as well. As we'll play her out here, you are going to aim on the right hand side of that sign, and then you're going to go all the way up until the top of that little, I guess, roofing beam thing, and you're going to throw the flash. There's going to be no noise, no sound cue. It's just going to pop, and the player who's spotting up low ramp will be completely blind and forced away. So you're not aiming to get a kill off of this flash, you're just aiming to get territory and push this player away. So your players can take brown walls with ease, and then you can go into a similar strategy. And here's one more tip for you guys. This is an oldie but a goodie. I love using this one in pugs. You can get yourself some nice cheeky kills. So grab yourself a smoke. You're going to under armor in this corner nice and early in the round, and stand hard against the wall, and you have a nice little one-way there. So just a good way to grab yourself a kill, and you can escape with the smoke shroud as cover, and Bob's your fucking uncle. Have a good one.